sometimes the people around us are also the ones who tell us that, gives us a narratives of who we should be, right? The moment you bring something forward, and I think that's something that's a bit messed up, and I think we need to find ways to work on this in Seychelles, is how can we live in a world where we can disagree and still get along,
Yeah.
right? Because it's okay for us to disagree. We're human beings. We all have different brains. I'm me. I live inside my head. You live inside yours. Your experiences, everything shape your experiences, right? So why can't we disagree and then get along? You see a lot of people in Seychelles, like, they disagree and then they end up breaking the friendship, the relationship. You see them going online and bashing each other for disagreements over different things. And we have this culture of not talking about things. We don't truly sit down and talk. Like, let's talk this through, let's get this, like, sorted. We hide behind, social media nowadays, or we just avoid. We use avoidance, or we use aggression. Like, we're never able to just sit down and be like, well, let's talk. A lot of us struggle with that here in Seychelles, I think.
Do you think it's because do you think that that is a manifestation in some way of the fact that a lot of us have grown up feeling suppressed? And I mean, the suppression, the oppression, it also comes from decades. That it comes from the political change, the political climate, and we're still quite a young country. We have been through we have been through dictatorship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that sort of collective energy just seeps down into each new generation in some way, because we've never been able to express ourselves freely until now. And now that we have this power, it's almost like, how do we handle this power? How do we No one's taught us how to have healthy conversations and disagreements with each other.
Healthy relationships as well, because for you to have healthy conversations and disagreements, you need to have healthy relationships, and a lot of us are not in healthy relationships, or we're not in healthy friendships, right? And that's true, because I think, like, we have even though I think my grandmother's generation, there's a lot of things they didn't get right, I think they got a lot of things right as well, because I saw how the community was, like, how close they were to each other, because I think they had so little, they had so much community because of the little that they have. And now that we have so much afforded to us, we have so much availability of things, we forget that we need that connection. And I felt like in their times, and I see it even in my family, the way my family transition from a very close knit family that could say anything to each other. We can have disagreements and then come and hug each other out and then just get along, and just the next day my grandmother would have an argument with the neighbor and they'll be like telling each other off, and then like 2 days later they start talking again and they apologize. Like, I feel like they got that right. I think that's something they got right, and it's something that we lost. And I think you're right in saying it seeped down because there was so much happening. Our generation is now dealing with the consequences of the past and all these actions in the past, I think.